to the Serengeti.
We fucking hate Triple H.
It's gonna leave a mark.
Oh yeah, man.
To proceed with caution.
It's basic mathematics, man.
Shut up, bitch. Give me a fucking mic.
Hey, yo.
All right, for a minute there, I thought you lost it. Whoa!
Hey, yo.
Let's get into it. Let me tell you.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
WWE's Unreal, right? Episode 4. Got 2 more to go. Right, so I'm gonna knock these shits out so I can be done and move on once and for all. Right? Start off this episode. It's not gonna be too long. Not too much happened. Where you got Paul Heyman or Paul E. Dangerously talking about now was the whole thing with Seth Rollins, quote unquote being injured, was that a work? Or was it performative arts, emotion, doing what we do best? It's a work. Right? That's what the fuck it was, man. Don't try to dance around it. Right? You convince the people of something that didn't happen happened. That's a work. Alright? That's as simple as it gets. Right now, he was mentioning a storyline in ECW with Sandman, who temporarily lost his vision, and some feud with Tommy Dreamer. That was before my time. I didn't get to watch ECW during its prime. I had to go back, watch matches from back then. One of my favorite matches of all time is a match between, I forgot which pay-per-view it was. Heat Wave? I don't remember, but it was Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka in some hardcore match. I fucking love that match. I think it was the first match that they had. So I know they tangled quite a bit. But I think it was the first match. I love that match. Alright. But yeah, I'll probably check out that storyline at some point. It seemed cool. You know what I mean? It seemed like people legit believed they lost their shit. And then with the revelation that Sandman wasn't actually blind. Not to mention Sandman was going full kayfabe. He didn't go anywhere. He never took that shit off. He didn't take his kid to school. He didn't go to the gas station. He didn't do shit. Right? That's what's missing in today's wrestling. That level of dedication. You know what I mean? But what do I know? Then we get to the Jelly Roll portion of the episode, and I'm gonna be honest, I could give 2 fucks about Jelly Roll. Right? I'm not a fan. I don't listen to his music. I don't care about him being a sinner and a saint. I don't care about all the weight he lost via witchcraft and blood magic, alchemy. I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? Cool for him for losing the weight. You know what I mean? For him being a passionate wrestling fan, that's cool. But it does absolutely nothing for me at all. All right? But he was like my mama. She named me Jason Delford, and she also named me Jelly Roll. So that's why I've been calling myself ever since. Cool story. Right? But yeah, they were talking about his training, him losing weight, him getting ready for the match. Was it a tag team match that he had? It was like him and Orton versus, what the fuck was it? It was like Drew with somebody else. I don't even remember. You know what I mean? That's how much I don't care. I was in one ear, out the other, man. Cool, you had your moment. But even he admitted to Pat McAfee, it was on Twitter or some shit, I don't fucking know, but he was like, Pat, I got nothing but love for you. I'll respect you, but let's be honest, me and you have no business in that ring. Correct. 110% correct. That also goes for Lil Yachty. But you see, what happened was,
we need a rapper to associate himself with Trick Williams. Who can we get?
Well, you fired Travis Scott, so Lil Yachty, maybe?
I like that. That's a good idea. I'm glad I'm the one that thought of it. Hell, even my daughters listen to this music. Yeah, bring him in.
And that's what happened. Then you have the I am a visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am Seth Cuckold Rollins talking about the work. I'm just I don't want to hate Seth Rollins. I really don't. You know what I mean? But it's you come back, you go away, you come back, you go away. Just go away. All right, like I know for a fact that dude's not 110%, and I've seen the clips of his ass botching at Backlash. All right, that's not good. like that shit is not good. You know what I mean? Like I would hate for this dude to blow out his fucking knee again. You know what I mean? But it's like, go away. You know, I know it's not possible for him to be 100% recovered, but like I don't think he's like 80% recovered, man. Like, just go away for a bit. You know what I mean? At least a year, and then come back. You know what I mean? Then I'd be like, oh, it's good to see Seth Rollins. And like, oh, we just seen him like a few months ago, and now he's back. You know what I mean? Like, stay away. Like, fucking, he's a football fan, or a sports fan. Like, do that. Like, in your off time. You know what I mean? That's the problem with Seth Rollins. That he's too, well, besides the fact that he doesn't really have a character or a gimmick. You know what I mean? Or he's like kind of ass on promos. Is that he's just too overexposed. It's too much. Oversaturated on this roster is Seth Rollins. He just needs to just take a break. That's what he needs to do. In my opinion. Alright, I'm just saying. Right? Then we get to Io Sky portion of the episode, right? Real names like Masami, but it goes by Io Shirai, which I already know, the leader of Queen's Quest. If I'm not mistaken, she is still currently the longest reigning World of Stardom champion in Stardom. Right, Saya Kamatani came close, but as you all know, she lost. It's unfortunate, but what can you do? All right. But she goes by the name of Genius of the Sky, Io Sky. All right. Got nothing against Io. All right. Not my favorite, but I do respect how good she is in the ring. All right. And there's a reason why she might be the last Joshi here in the WWE. Because word is, Asuka's done. You know what I mean? Which I hope isn't the case, because she's still winless at WrestleMania. Asuka, one of the greatest Joshi wrestlers of all time, can't even get a fucking win at WrestleMania. And the woman that was undefeated down in NXT. You know what I mean? So, but if it is up for her, I mean, big ups to Asuka. I mean, I don't know if she's retiring for good or going back to Japan or maybe go to AEW. I don't know, but it's fucking Asuka. Right? She'll be okay wherever the fuck it is she goes. So I'm not gonna do like a full video because I don't know if it's true or not. But no, we'll see. But big ups to Asuka. All right. And as far as Julia, I mean, they don't give two fucks about her. I mean, it's only a matter of time before she gets released. And I already called it. You know what I mean? Again, when she lost to Roxanne Perez in her first fucking pay-per-view match down at NXT, that told me all I need to know about how they feel about Julia, which is a fucking shame. But what can you do? All right? I've done videos talking about how they should have treated her. It doesn't matter. They don't give a fuck. All right? Like, Io Sky, you know, she's awesome. Basically, the second half of the episode was just them going over the build-up to WWE's Evolution, and then what was it, last year, whatever. So it was cool to see, you know, Naomi hanging out with her husband Jimmy. Jimmy, you're a lucky man. All right, I'm gonna keep on saying it. That man is lucky. All right. They're talking about how Bayley felt some type of way that Becky Lynch came through and took her spot at WrestleMania. And she was just like, well, it's bittersweet. Like, you know, it's like, I work for this, you know, I just, like, I love Becky, but it's like, what about me? It's like, yeah, what about you? Like, if that doesn't tell you how much you're underappreciated in this fucking company, then nothing will. All right, like, it was one thing if she was injured or something like that, then, you know what I mean, it is what it is. But she was perfectly fine. And you got packed up for Becky Lynch. You're the one that was busting your ass trying to get Lyra Valkyria over on the main roster. It didn't work, but at least you tried. You know what I mean? Unlike fucking Becky, like, yeah, she put over NXT, but nobody really gives a fuck about NXT. All right, then the viewership says it all. All right, but that's the problem I have with Bayley, man. It's like there's too many yes men in that fucking company, man. It's like, put your fucking foot down. You know what I mean? Like be like, no. All right, clearly Becky, she was like, yeah, you know, I took her spot. You know, like, it sucks, but you still did it. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't suck that bad. You don't feel that guilty for taking her spot. You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem with Bayley. She needs to fucking leave. She needs to be released. All right? She needs to get a new perspective, you know, outside of WWE. All right, she's been there for too fucking long. She's stagnant. Hasn't done shit in like what, over like 3 years at this point now. You know what I mean? Like, she needs to fucking leave. She needs to have herself a little Mercedes Monet run. You know what I mean? Like, not collecting all the belts that Mercedes did, because that was just ridiculous. But, you know, just tearing it up on the fucking indies, man. That's what she needs to do. All right, in my opinion. They were talking about, you know, how well the triple threat match went at Evolution. Becky was like, I never in my life felt that athletic ever. You know, like, at least she's honest. I respect it. You know what I mean? It was a decent match. You know what I mean? But I go back and rewatch it. Nope. But you know, like I don't have a problem with Becky. You know, Bayley was always one of my favorites. You know, she is my favorite out of the 4 horsewomen. Lara Valkyria, I'll say this about her: I will take her over Roxanne Perez. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Like, at least Lyra, you know, she could work her ass off in the ring. You know what I mean? Doesn't have too much charisma. Like, she's someone that you could put like the Women's United States Championship on. Like that belt, like in terms of what Michael Hayes was saying, that's the type of belt that's designed for people like Lara Valkyria. You know what I mean? Like, she's the type that I wouldn't put above Tiffany Stratton. You know what I mean? Or Charlotte Flair. Woo! You know what I mean? Like, I don't see her as a world champion material, or the type of person that can lead the women's division. Like, I'm sorry, I don't see it in her, and I don't see it in Roxanne Perez. All right, I'm just being honest. Naomi gets back after successfully cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase. Triple H was like,
I'm so proud of you, Naomi. But remember, I am the one that brought you back here to make this moment possible. So you owe everything to me.
That's what he really wanted to say to Naomi. Right? Just don't get it twisted, all right? You got to read between the lines, all right? And then this shit right here had me like, what? Like, Io comes back from Gorilla, had a good-ass match with Rhea. I will say that. It was a good match, all right? Comes back and just jumps on fucking Triple H. And this motherfucker has her up and then holds her up for, I don't know, at least a good minute or two. And Bruce Pritchard, he's just watching like, you gonna put her down? I mean, like, are you gonna carry her around the rest of the day? Like, ain't you married? Like, what? And people will defend this shit, right? Like, they'll defend
Triple H.
No matter what, as if this man is incapable of doing anything fucking wrong. Even though he's been doing a whole lot of wrong ever since he's been in charge for the past, like, fucking, what, going on 3 years now? But it's like, how would you feel if that was your woman hugging up on another dude that ain't you like that? You know, fucking has her legs wrapped around him and shit like that. Like, yay! Like, ooh, we did it! Like,
Io, you're so light and soft. Yes, you did it. You are absolutely amazing. I can hold on to you all day and night.
you know what I mean? Like, the fuck is that? If I'm not mistaken, she's married to Evo, who's now in the company. So if I'm him, I'm like, yo, ain't no more hugging, none of that bullshit going on anymore. Right? Like, nah, not on my watch. Absolutely fucking not. Right? Got me all the way fucked up. You know what I mean? So if I'm evil, I'll definitely check that shit. You know what I mean? Like, that squash it. You know what I mean? Like, immediately. All right? We got
Triple H. Io Sky. What can I say about her? Like, she's easily one of the nicest people I've ever known. No, she could work her ass off. You know what I mean? She could have a good match with damn near anybody. She's so reliable. You know, that's why we keep her around here in the WWE.
And Io was like, you know, she'll do anything to be a superstar. And that's why they keep her. She says she will do anything to be a superstar. Take that for what you will. But yeah, that's pretty much all that happened on this episode. Just a recap once again. The whole Rollins bit was a work. All right, Paul Heyman, fucking performative arts. Yeah, okay, buddy. Don't care about Jelly Roll. Feel bad for Bayley. Naomi winning was the only move that year. And EO hugging up on Triple H is crazy to me. It's crazy that it happened, and it's crazy that people would defend it. A married man hugging up on a woman like that ain't his wife. But yeah, okay. What do I know? Alright. That's all I gotta say about this shite. I got one more episode left, and then I'm done. I don't know when season 3 is dropping. Hopefully no time soon. Alright, but if it does, then I'll make sure these reviews will come out quicker, you know, from the time frame the show was released on Netflix. So I don't wait, you know, months after the fact, you know what I mean? Try to get as much traction as I can for these videos. Alright. But yeah, I mean, wasting up for you guys' time. So with that said, be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, protect you and yours, loved ones, stay warm, keep dry, stay frosty. Most importantly, trust in God, God be with you. I'm out of here. Alright, next, probably some NWA, but I'll talk about that more in the next video. But until then, adios.